Today is Monday, October 5th, 2020, and today I'm thinking about a few of the parables that Jesus told us about the kingdom. Mark chapter 4, verses 30 through 34. And he said, "Whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of God, or with what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up, and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. And with many such parables spake he the word unto them, as they were able to hear it. But without a parable spake he not unto them, and when they were alone he expounded all things to his disciples." And this kind of goes into a topic that I've been talking about for the past week or so, and it's about how we're here now in the flesh, but we're supposed to worship God in the spirit, and we know that we aren't our body. There's more to us. There's a spiritualness, and really our body has nothing to do with us. It's not who we are, our body. It's just where we are. Maybe that makes sense. And so to me, when I was reading this, something clicked with me, and it was the part about the mustard seed, how it says, when it is sown in the earth. And it's kind of the same with us, how right now we're planted on the earth and we're growing on the earth like a mustard seed when you put it in the earth is going to grow. And so I just made that connection. And I often think about the parables that connect us to a tree or a branch on a vine and, just related to horticulture, because there's the whole thing about when you take a plant and you cut it back, you start cutting the tops off, it grows back fuller and you end up getting more fruit. So I just really like all of these comparisons because I do see how well the analogy fits for a lot of these things. Yeah, we are like a plant growing here, and I think that's something that people know about why we're here, is to grow and to become better. I think this might be my favorite parable about the kingdom, and I think it's one that you can just take it at face value and get a little bit out of it, or the more you think about it, the more you see how true this is, at least for me personally. So I'm going to read the parable and then talk about it. "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it." So at face value, you have somebody and they see something and they want it and they go get it. Okay, that's probably the most base understanding of this that you could have, but I think it's the more you think of all the implications that it makes sense. This is a pearl merchant. It doesn't make sense for a pearl merchant to only have a single thing, to just have one pearl. You're not a merchant if all you have is a single pearl. And so I guess I can just say how this relates to my life. I have felt my whole life like I'm looking for something. I just didn't know what it was. And it's like I found it in around 2017 when I decided for myself that the truth was the most important thing. I found Jesus, and it's all I could think about was the truth that I was waking up to. It still consumes my every moment. I'm thinking about the truth, finding out the truth. And now I know that Jesus Christ is the truth, so now I try to make it more about Jesus. Okay, I've found the truth, the important truth, and so I try to keep focused on that. But it just reminds me of this thing where you have this merchant man who, of course, is always looking for good pearls, but then he finds the one, and he's like, that's it. I gotta have it, and sells everything that he has. You're not a pearl merchant anymore once you've sold everything you had. This doesn't talk about this merchant's family. What do you think is going on with this merchant's family when they come home and they don't have a house anymore, and the pearl merchant's like, oh, well, I sold everything and I got this one pearl? Just imagine the reaction. And how, just to me, it seems like a lot of people, they read this and they're like, oh, okay, this pearl merchant found the best pearl, so he went and bought it. And to me, there's just so much more to it than that. It's It almost reminds me of the Lord of the Rings, the Precious. Like, it becomes an obsession. It's more than just, oh, I found a great pearl. It's you found the one, and you've ditched your entire life for it. This pearl merchant sold everything that he had. You're no longer a pearl merchant because you're not going to sell this pearl that you just sold everything to get a hold of. And I think that there's just a lot that you can take away from this one quick parable. And for me, the truth, Jesus Christ, that's the pearl that is more important than anything, and I'd sell everything to get it. And I don't even want anything here anymore now that I know about this and I've found it. I don't even want to be here anymore because that's all I want. And I'll just end with this, Matthew chapter 10, verse 37, because I think it goes into the pearl merchant. Suppose that pearl merchant had a family. Well, too bad, you don't have a house anymore. You don't have any way of making income anymore. I don't think they're going to be too happy about that. But look at this. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And I'll just end on that. God bless everyone.